I mean, look over here at my face. Like, that is clearly not the right shade. Hey guys, I'm Lauren Trishelle and welcome to my channel. So today we have a bit of an interesting video. I'm a little scared, I'm not gonna lie. But today we are going to be testing the new Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation reformulation, okay? I went to Ulta the other day and I picked up a brand new bottle. So I have the reformulation right here in my hands. I'm so scared. I have heard great things about Estee Lauder. Their Double Wear Foundation is iconic. I've heard that the new formula is even better than the last one. So I am here to test it for you guys to give you my honest review. Okay, I'm a little scared. So when I went to Ulta the other day, an Estee Lauder rep was actually there in the store. And I was just kind of looking at the foundations, trying to find my shade, and the Estee Lauder rep was there. And so she was like, let me do a shade match for you. And I was like, okay. I've had horrible experiences in the past where I let someone match my shade and they gave me a horribly incorrect shade. So I was really trusting her and I'm really hoping that she's correct in her analysis. So she matched me with the shade 1-in-1, which is Ivory Nude. This is the box and it comes in this adorable little bottle. I actually really do love the Estee Lauder bottle. A big gripe I have is that it does not come with a pump. And that's an issue for me because personally I like for my foundations to have a pump because I like to pump it directly onto my makeup sponge and then just apply straight to the face. However, there was a promotion going on, so I happened to get a free pump with purchase. So I did get a pump, but normally you have to pay like $10 for the pump, which is crazy to me, but at least I have a pump. Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, so I've got my pump on, pump applied. And what I was going to say earlier is, so the Estee Lauder rep, she matched the shade 1-in-1 for me. This is Ivory Nude. However, she told me that during winter, when my skin is lighter, she thinks that I would be a better match for 0-in-1. So I asked if I could get a little sample of those just in case this shade is a little too dark. I can mix them together. So she gave me some sample products. This is 0-in-1, cute little Estee Lauder bottle. It's tiny, it's adorable. So I've already got sunscreen on my skin. I also have already primed. Another thing I wanted to tell you is the Estee Lauder rep. She was actually amazing. Like she really hooked me up, okay? And she also gave me a sample of the Estee Lauder Double Wear Primer. So that's what I used today. I put my sunscreen on and then I put on that primer just because I wanted to have the best results possible. So I thought it would be best if I paired the Estee Lauder foundation with the Estee Lauder primer to get the best results. So we'll see how everything goes. Okay, so let's just get into it then. So I've got my wet beauty sponge and I am just going to squeeze and apply, okay? Let's go for it. Ooh, this is looking a little dark, I'm not gonna lie. Ooh, it's looking pretty dark. Maybe it'll be okay. Maybe the lady was like a makeup genius and maybe she knew exactly what to. I'm nervous. What do you guys think? Does it look like it's the right shade? Does it look like slightly too dark or does it look perfect? I don't know. What are you guys thinking? It is applying very smoothly though. I will say that. It has an interesting scent to it. Like, it smells like my grandmother's makeup drawers. I feel like this foundation is really yellowy on me. Is anyone else getting that vibe? Okay, so this is how I'm looking after just one application, just like a base layer application. First of all, I don't think this is the right shade for me. I think the Estee Lauder rep was wrong. I will say it is already performing much better than the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Soft Matte Foundation. It's blending into my skin much better. It also feels nicer on my skin. It's very lightweight, to be honest. This one, I don't even feel like I have makeup on. Now I'm gonna go in with some setting powder just to see how the foundation interacts with setting powder. Lately, I have been using the L'Oreal Infallible Blur-Fection Loose Setting Powder. I have this in just a translucent light shade. So we're gonna go in with that, okay? And you just want to pat in the setting powder. You don't want to sweep. Whenever you sweep, it transfers product across the face and then you get this really weird like grainy look. So you just want to pat it in, just like this. If you guys can see, I am getting a lot of creasing in my eyelids from the foundation. That's okay, everything creases. So I'm just gonna make sure to pat that out before setting it. Because if you apply the setting powder directly on top of the creasing lines, then you're actually setting that crease, and we don't want to do that, okay? This foundation is definitely too dark for me. Oh my gosh, I feel so self-conscious already. I knew it. I knew she wasn't right. I was telling her too. I was like, I just think this one is like slightly too dark for me. And she was like, no, I think it's the right shade. No, girl, I look orange. This is definitely too dark for me. Ugh. Okay, so this is how I'm looking after applying a setting powder all over the face. I think the foundation interacted with the setting powder very well, to be honest. I still don't feel any product. Like, it still feels so lightweight. I don't feel like I'm wearing makeup at all right now. I feel it's so breathable. Like, my pores are breathing. They feel amazing. I had no transferring when I applied my setting powder. I wish it was my shade. I wish it was the right shade for me, because then I think I would be a lot happier. It's okay. It's too late now. So I am just going to continue on with my makeup. Okay? Yeah. Okay, so I applied my bronzer. I haven't blended anything out yet, so don't judge me on that. I just wanted to give y'all like a texture update real quick. Can you see around my lips, I'm getting really weird pickup? Like, it's not sticking to my skin right there. That also happened under my eyes. If you can see right here, there's no, like, it's not sticking. I'm getting product accumulation around my eyebrows. And then as I was applying my bronzer on my forehead, I got some weird texture up here. I'm just having some texture issues, and I'm very upset about that. This foundation is making me so angry. I'm so glad I spent like $50 on this. I will absolutely be returning this foundation, and I'm just telling you guys that. If it was the correct shade for me, I probably would have kept it, and I probably would have kept wearing it and kept trying it, but this is just absolutely it's the wrong shade for me, and I'm not willing to keep this. I'm not willing to lose that much money because it is horribly the wrong shade for me. It also is just giving me really weird texture, and like it's not even sticking to my skin in a couple areas, and it looks so weird. I feel like I'm in middle school again and I don't know how to do makeup. Let me try and put like a little more on to cover up those areas. Like, I don't know. If I had all the time in the world, I would absolutely just wash my face off right now and like be done with it. But I can't, sadly. I have to go meet my sister because she is engaged and she is having, she picked her wedding dress out, but she needs to get it altered. So I have to go meet my sister in a little bit for her alteration session. So I don't have time to just wash this off and start over, which I'm really upset about because it's disgusting and I don't want to go out in public with this foundation on, but I just have to, like, there's no choice. Oh my gosh. I'm just going to finish my makeup off screen and then we'll come back and I will give y'all my final thoughts. Okay, so I'm back. This is the completed look. I'm just waiting for my bangs to dry right now because I have to relay them, so I have to wet them to do that. Yeah, so I think I was able to pull it together somewhat well. Clearly the foundation is not the correct shade for me. You can just see that just from looking at me, to be honest. So I was looking up a little bit about the reformulation because when I was at Ulta, the Estee Lauder rep, she was telling me a little bit of information about the new formula, and I remember her saying that there's skincare in the foundation. So I looked it up just to double check, and I wanted to go over a little bit about that. So Estee Lauder claims that the new formulation of doublewear is supposed to be more breathable, lightweight, skin caring. It will keep its signature 36-hour matte waterproof wear, and it does include skincare like hyaluronic acid, glycerin, and alginiacin. I don't know if I said that correctly. For hydration and oil control, providing a more modern, flexible matte finish that feels less heavy, aiming to address both longwear needs and skin health. So all of those things sound good, and I do agree this foundation is incredibly lightweight, incredibly breathable. When I was applying my eyeshadow, the eyeshadow pigment actually stuck to the foundation incredibly well. It stuck better than it does with my Fenty Beauty foundation. Usually I have to work a little bit harder to get my eyeshadow to stick to my Fenty Beauty foundation, but it was sticking perfectly fine with the doublewear reformulation. Like I didn't have to work as hard with my eyeshadow, which is nice because it took less time. So the big issue now is just that this is obviously the incorrect shade for me. And I was having those strange texture issues, which I'm unsure what was causing that. But I do like how it's sitting on my cheeks. I think it sits very nicely. I think it's very lightweight, very breathable. I'm interested in this foundation enough to where I may just pick up the same foundation just in the correct shade. I really do like how lightweight and how breathable it is. I do think it finishes very nicely on the skin, and my other makeup products attached to it very nice. I also like that there's skincare infused in the formulation. I am impressed so far, I will say that, and I think all of my issues will be resolved with me just wearing the correct foundation shade. So that's kind of my verdict. So does anybody else have this foundation? Has anybody else picked up the reformulation? If you have, let me know in the comments below. I really want to know your thoughts on it, so please let me know. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry to be filming in my robe, but I'm cold, okay, and it's nighttime. It's at the end of the day. So I actually was not going to give this update, but I thought I needed to after what happened during my wear test. So, you know, after I finished getting ready, I left the house. I was on my way to meet my sister for her bridal fitting. And as I'm driving there, my makeup started separating from my face. You can see it all around my eye and all around my mouth, and kind of just in weird, like, in just areas throughout. I have really weird textures. So I'm gonna zoom in to give you guys an update. Here is a close-up on the face just to show you what was happening. And this is the wrong shade for me, so that's why it's gonna look worse than regular, but This is what was happening with my foundation. I was getting really weird patchiness and texture. Yeah. So I just needed to give you guys that update because that is obviously very important. This foundation was laying good at first, but after being on all day, I'm not a fan of it. It separated from my skin. It gave me patchiness, flakiness, crustiness, cakiness. I don't look good. This is quite frankly a very, very bad makeup day for me. I'm upset because I was really looking forward to this foundation. I was so hopeful, and it was so lightweight. It was so breathable. It was so like soft, and it felt good on my skin. So I honestly had really high hopes for this foundation, but I am crossing it off my list. It is a no-go for me. It's a thumbs down for me. I will be returning this bottle, and I am not going to try it in my correct shade. I do have those 2 little samples that the sales rep gave me, and these are probably in a more correct shade for me. So I may try wearing just these samples and seeing if a closer shade range works better on me. I'm not sure what happened, to be honest. Has anybody else tried this foundation? Please let me know in the comments below. I want to know what your thoughts on the foundation are. Has anyone had success with this foundation so far? I'm just really curious because this went horribly wrong for me. I have actually never had a foundation perform this way before. So I am honestly astonished at what happened. And I mean, I have been wearing Fenty Beauty foundation for years and years at this point, but before I was wearing Fenty Beauty, I was wearing drugstore foundation, you know, and those foundations still performed better than this one. This is insane. I've never had this happen with a foundation before. Especially for this foundation being $52, you would think it would perform better. I just had to give you guys that update, and thank you so much for watching. Yeah, if you like this video, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Please comment, subscribe, ring the bell, do all the things, and please stay tuned for my next video, okay? It was really great hanging out with you guys. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.